Hello, everybody. My name is Sean M. Holder, and if you are a regular viewer of my channel, I'm going to do something slightly different today. Today, I am going to do an unboxing video for Kingdom Death Monster. If you're not sure what that is a board game that I funded on Kickstarter back in 2013. So I've actually been waiting 2 years to get this game. So if you're here on my YouTube channel looking for gameplay videos, this is not a video game, this is a board game. It's what we call analog gaming. Kingdom Death Monster is essentially the easiest way I can describe it is it's a miniature game. It is in the style of fantasy horror, and it is about a group of survivors who wake up. They don't know who they are. They're in this strange, dark fantasy world, and they have no memory of who they are, where they are, and they're basically just fighting to survive. The game starts off with a battle. You end up fighting a monster, and if you defeat that monster, you take its resources and use it to build weapons and armor, and eventually a settlement where the survivors grow and continue to hunt other monsters for more weapons, and so on and so forth. So that's the best way I can think of describing this game. It looked really sweet. I ordered it on, I funded it on Kickstarter back in 2013, I think in late summer, early fall. So I've been waiting quite a while for it and watching it and following it on Kickstarter, and I'm super excited to have it on my doorstep today. So I am just going to go ahead and open it. This is actually the core game that I received in the mail today from California. The shipments, for whoever isn't familiar with Kickstarter, typically backers receive their rewards through waves. So this is actually the second wave of shipments that I received today in the mail. And this is actually the core game. So this is a 22-pound package. It's quite massive. It's probably the biggest single core game I've ever received in the mail. But this is actually the entire main game for Monster. I did receive Wave 1 a couple of weeks ago. It was just a t-shirt, a couple of dice, and a miniature, which is just a pin-up, and my understanding is the model's not actually to be used in the game. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and actually open this. I'm kind of worried that the main game itself might be damaged. I did notice there was a bit of a ding on the box right here. Hopefully the main box isn't damaged or have any holes in it or anything like that, but let's just go ahead and pop it open and take a look. Alright, so I can already see the main box. Looks like it's broken up into two smaller boxes. So on the front we just got a piece of protective cardboard in case a dingus like me cuts it while opening the box. And here we have a separate box. So this is actually some survivor rewards. So the survivor rewards are just a certain backer level. If you paid a certain amount or funded the game at a certain point, you get a couple extra figures and things for the game. So it says survivor rewards. Thank you, backers. So I'll probably open that last. That was just resting on top of the game. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show this well enough, but it's actually pretty awesome looking. There's on the cover of the game, it might be really hard to see that with my webcam. The cover of the game has a very subtle print on the front, and I can realize you guys probably can't see that with all the reflections, but there's an indentation on the cover of the Watcher, which my understanding is the final boss of the game. So your characters will go through this world defeating monsters and using the resources they get from slaying the monsters to build a settlement and to keep growing and becoming stronger, and eventually there's an ultimate showdown with this Watcher monster. So let's see if I can maneuver this box out of the cardboard. that's been done. I think I'm going to go ahead and just flip it over. There we go. That worked out pretty well. Alright, we have another piece of protective cardboard. And one thing I did not mention about this game, and one of the things that attracted me to it in the first place, besides just the fantasy horror theme, was the awesome art. This game has a really cool art style. Hopefully you can see this pretty well. There's a picture on the back of a couple of survivors just laying down with a lantern, which is kind of a common theme throughout the game. Sorry again for the reflections, but there's a pretty cool little design of the survivors resting near a lantern. And again, the front with the, I'll put that in an angle, you might be able to see it a little bit better. It's very shiny. There's the washer on the front. So, looks like the box is in pretty good shape. I don't see any dings on it, which relieves me because I thought there was going to be a chunk off the side of it based on how the box looked. But the box is a pretty simple design. It's just sleek black. I'm going to go ahead and try to cut it open. Feel like a kid at Christmas. Been waiting a real long time for this game. Alright, looks like there might be a couple of scuffs on the box, but nothing to write home about. Just some indentations here, and that might not even be unusual. It looks like it's a pretty good shape. Let's see if I can show that. Right. You can see that a little bit easier now that the plastic's off. The little Watcher logo on the front. And then again, the back. You'll notice there's a mature rating on the game, so it is a fantasy horror game. It is very adult. Some of the monsters have some not safe for family organs and appendages that you wouldn't want your kids seeing. So this definitely is not a game for children. It's definitely, I believe that rating on the box said 17 mature content, which is funny because I don't think I've ever played a board game that had a mature rating on it. So let's go ahead and open the box. This box is heavy. The UPS tracking said it was 22 pounds. Alright, inside of the box, just plain black. Nothing to see here. Alright, and the first thing you see when you open the box is a lantern logo. And it says miniature assembly, build.kingdomdeath.com. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and slide this cover off. It kind of looks like a cover that you'd see on a like an iPhone or an iPad or something. So there's some stuff in here, I can already tell. I'm guessing that this is mostly the miniatures. Alright, let's take a look. So the first thing I see here is what looks like a player board of sets. So this looks like, okay. It looks like on one side we have some places to lay your cards down. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that in the camera. And then on the back is just a little guide of some, it looks like a turn order kind of reference. And on the inside, just from watching some of the gameplay videos, this looks kind of like a player track. I think this might be, and I'm just speculating here, I haven't seen the rules, but this looks like where the players start from one point and work their way to another point while they're hunting a monster down. And then eventually that leads to a battle where you fight the monsters. This might not actually be that. This might be something else. It looks like the tracker I saw, but it says starvation at the end. So this might be tracking for your settlement or something. Either way, we'll figure it out when we look at the rules. The next piece I got here is, looks like another board for setting your cards on. Wound stack, basic action, AI, discard. So this actually looks like where you place your card to do the battles with the monsters and to track what cards are on the field. This is a little bit bent up. Probably not bent enough to where I'd complain. I could probably set this on a stack of books and straighten it out, but I just want to point out the card is a little bent. It does look really well packed, but this one might have slid towards the end and kind of got a little bit dinged up. It's a little disappointing, but not the end of the world. Next, it looks like we have